Hello everyone, my name is Aline Lee, and along with my partner Rachel Rose, we have developed a turntable sorting machine for our final project. Organization is very important. Most machines on the market are targeted towards large manufacturers with high product flow. These machines are large and impractical for small businesses or individuals. We realize that small pieces such as screws, nuts, and bolts are easy to get lost and are a hassle to sort manually. The majority of sorters currently available are for coins. So the purpose of our device is to automatically sort two different sizes of beads. So for the purposes of this demonstration, we have chosen a large bead at a diameter of 10 millimeters and a small bead at a diameter of 6 millimeters. So our machine comprises of a funnel in which the beads are placed, and then the beads will then fall into a turntable, and then beneath the turntable is a container with the corresponding sized holes to the beads. Objects are first inserted into the opening, and then they are detected by a passive infrared sensor, or PIR sensor. So the PIR sensor will detect motion, and then that will send a signal to our Arduino microcontroller. So the Arduino microcontroller will then run through its program, and then it will then send a command to our motor driver, which will then communicate with our stepper motor and activate it to start winding a string, which will then slowly turn our turntable. And then as the turntable is moving, the objects will fall into the correctly sized holes, and that is how they will be sorted. So as you can see, as we have motion in front of the PIR sensor, the sensor detects that motion and then communicates with the Arduino board, and the little yellow gear on the motor will start to turn, and that will be what will drive the turntable. So a little bit more about our software and our logic behind our machine. The first step is to declare and initialize our variables for the PIR motion sensor and our stepper motor. That way, once the PIR motion sensor detects something, it will then send a signal to our Arduino board, and our Arduino microcontroller will then decide, does the sensor detect motion? So if it does, then that means that it's a high signal. They will then tell the motor driver to then start the motor to rotate at 2048 steps, or one rotation, clockwise at a speed of 200 RPM. So once that action is completed, it will then return to the initial state. If there is no motion detected, it will also just return to the initial state. In the top left-hand corner, we can see all the individual components. So we have our Arduino microcontroller, we have our PIR sensor, we have our motor, and we have our motor driver, and then there's the breadboard that connects all of them together. And then in the middle lower picture, we can see the funnel where the beads are inserted. We are hoping that in the future, we can continue to improve this design by condensing a lot of the wiring and circuitry and figuring out a way to place that into the turntable itself inside the base, and maybe perhaps finding a better sensor that is smaller and can be attached inside the funnel to make the overall design more streamlined.
So how the device works is that when objects such as this are inserted into the machine, it activates the stepper motor, which causes the device to rotate. As you can hopefully see, when you hear that clasp, it means that objects are falling into the hole on the turntable. The device spins rather slowly, however, objects do find their way to their proper. Alright, that should be enough. So, the turntable is, well, the device is easily disassemblable, as you can see, and when they have two little storage containers for each type of piece. As you can see, this little green bead fell into this one because that's its proper container.
As you can see with Rachel's demonstration, our machine was able to successfully detect the beads entering the device with the PIR sensor, start the turntable turning, and the beads will be sorted into the correct slots. So right now our machine can actually hold up to 5 small beads and 3 large beads. But again, in the future, we're hoping to increase the capacity of the beads. Thank you for watching our presentation. I hope you enjoyed it.